You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
It's Not Your Fault is a podcast for parents, caregivers, and young people navigating the world and its challenges. Here's your host, Brandon Jones.
Greetings all and welcome back to another installment of It Is Not Your Fault, a teen mental health podcast. I am your host, Brandon Jones, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about dealing with holiday stress and end of the semester with young people. We are at that critical point in time where things are winding down for that first semester or first and a half, second trimester, depending on how your kid's school is set up. And the holidays are here. The holidays are here. We're gearing up to spend that quality time with our friends and loved ones and enjoy what these winter festivities have to offer for us as we close out our year. And with that comes stress and anxiety. Even though it's a time of year of joy, of gift giving, of sharing experiences and creating new memories, it doesn't always play out well for everybody. And I want to talk about how do we, as parents, caregivers, and youth workers, those who care about young people, how do we understand what's going on with these young folks during this time? How do we understand what's going on with ourselves during this time? How do we show support and care as well? It is not a ABC solution. The things that I'm going to share with you today are strategies, and I hope that you apply them to the best of your ability. They're all not going to work for you. Some you may take a piece here, a piece there. Some you may utilize today, and others you may utilize tomorrow. But the goal is that you take action. A lot of people are not taking action in the lives of the young people that they're around, that they care about. They are letting the young people figure it out, and they're finding out that when they let these young people figure it out for themselves, it is not turning out the way they needed to or the way that they wanted to. We have to take action today. We have to take care of ourselves today so we can be not just parents and caregivers, but also role models to how to have well-being within your life. So it does start with you, but let's get into it for today. So today's episode is entitled When Holiday Cheer Becomes Too Much, helping kids, especially with developmental delays, thrive during this season. And I'm going to talk about this from a developmental delay standpoint because the person who reached out to me with the question has children who have developmental delays. But these tips are good just for children who don't have developmental delays as well. So it can go for children across various different levels of spectrum here. So pay attention because I'm gonna frame it in a developmental delay standpoint. But again, these tools and tips will fit any child, no matter what their neurodivergent status is. So the holidays are filled with lights, music, and excitement. But many children with developmental delays, those same joys can quickly turn into overwhelm. Bright displays, loud gatherings, and disrupted routines can trigger sensory overload, making what's supposed to be a happy season feel like anything but calm. These kids are trying to process all this stuff going on, and it's too much for them. And again, these are the kids who have developmental delays. There's also young people who are not diagnosed, who don't fit within that spectrum, who are also overwhelmed by the overstimuli. So you take that, you take the complications that may be happening within the home or the school building, you take the academic pressures of getting good grades, you take the social pressures of having friends and having cool things, you can start to see where this is going. It can be quite a challenging time for folks. And by the way, one thing I didn't mention, but I will, if you're in a great state like Minnesota or Northern state, you factor in the weather change too. It's getting cold very quickly. We know that cold weather does bring a different emotional response from people. Our bodies are adjusting literally to our environments, which means our brains and our mindsets are adjusting to those things as well. It will have an impact. So, um, it's important for us to remind families that with a little preparation, the holidays can be both fun and peaceful. There are folks who do share particular ways for young people to handle the holiday times, handle the holiday season. If you are a person who with a child with a neurodivergent or a developmental delay, I would recommend that you reach out to organizations or clinics that have specialties in that area for resources. They'll have something from a network or a collaborative or a connection that they can serve you. So you might be looking for some tools and things that I might not have directly, but if you know the diagnosis of your child or diagnoses of your child, you can search for folks who specialize in that, or you can just search a organization or clinic that's handling a specific thing, and they should have the resources there at their display to help your child to the best of your ability. So, the first tip that we have for today is let's try to make the holidays and the celebration sensory friendly. Now, during this time we have music playing all around in public, lights flashing all throughout the night, sometimes even throughout the day. You have a lot of automated things happening, right? Dogs talking, reindeers prancing up and down. Santa Claus is saying ho 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 in the middle of the store. There's a lot going on, right? There's little light lamps and candles flickering. There's a lot happening. So we want to try to create a calm, sensory-friendly space to the best of our ability. So children experience the world through senses. Too much noise, light, or touch can cause stress. A few adjustments can make a big difference. So again, try to create a calming corner for your young person. Now, this may sound like that's something for a kid that's 7, 8 years old, but for a teenager, they need their space too. Create a calm zone. Hey, when you're overwhelmed, this is where you chill at. Your music's here, your headphones are here, a book's here, a coloring pad is here, something is here for you to deal with the overwhelm and the overstimuli. Okay? There may be blankets or other sensory things there, but make sure that that young person has a retreat space, preferably within your home if you can make it happen. Preview events. Sometimes you're like, hey, let's go down and watch this parade, or let's go to this community event. And you might not know the vibe of it 100% because you've never been there before. Go on their Facebook page or the website, see the photos that they post from previous experiences. Sometimes it's not going to be available. You might have to call one of the organizers and get some insight there as well. Not ideal, but trust me, it will help you if you know what you're walking into versus if you do not. Control sensory input. So bring noise cancellation headphones, sunglasses, and fidget tools to help your child regulate any noise or crowded settings. So again, what we're talking about here is just being prepared to be in environments. And if you're going to go digital, make sure you're contributing. And whatever you're contributing, um, make sure that it's something that helps calm the body and calm the space that everyone's in. All right, number two, keep routines. Even when they shift, keep routines. Routines are so important for children. This is why they learn with song and rhythm. This is why they know all the TikTok dances because it's a routine, right? They can count them. They know what steps are coming at what part of the song. Routines are good. Children with developmental delays often rely on structure for comfort. All children do, but especially those with developmental delays. The holidays can disrupt family patterns, but consistency can be preserved in small ways. Anchor the day. It's something that all parents should be practicing. Keep the core chore routines like meal times, naps, bedtime, those core routines. Keep those as consistent as you can. Plan your transitions. Give countdowns. Hey, 5 minutes from now, we're doing this. Then we're going to leave for grandma's house or to help your child. And this what this does is help your child smoothly between activities. I do this every day. My kids probably hate it. I'm like, hey, 30-minute warning. You got 15 minutes more on your device. All right, we've been eating long enough. You got 10 minutes to wrap up, clean your plate off, and go upstairs and get ready for a bath. Hey, we're gonna leave here in 1 hour. Hey, we're gonna leave here in about 30 minutes. Hey, it's time to go. Go get your shoes and your coat on right now. You gotta give the time frames. It helps them adjust as much as possible. It's amazing. And then bring familiar items, favorite snacks, toys, bedtime stories, and other sustainable travel things that may be needed when you're going out and about. So again, you need to utilize as much as we can and all the tools and comforts that your kids have to make sure that they're good in the space that they're going to be in. All right, one more thing that we can do during the holidays to help with the sensory piece is we can encourage holiday play that builds skills. This means you got to get a little creative. So the best holiday activities are the ones that combine joy and developmental support. Sensory safe crafts using texture, ornaments, Play-Doh, and other soft materials for decoration is pretty good. Every year we go to a holiday party. And at this holiday party, I bring my children, and my children have some friends of theirs that they only see a few times a year. And those friends of theirs are on the developmental spectrum. So the activities we do all are kinesthetic, they're hands-on, they're engaging, but they all are things that fit the neurodivergent levels of their friends. And I think that that's amazing because what that does is force my kids to learn a different way as well. So it's a plus for all folks involved because our kids are getting more inclusive and understanding their different ways to learn. Plus the learning is, and play, and plus that is at a high quality level, so it all turns out to be pretty good. Um, Movement games, as I kind of said this, make sure it's connected, make sure these kids are moving around. Sitting at a desk for 45 minutes is not going to work for many other youth. I would say the alpha children, and the later half of Gen Zs. They need to be moving and grooving, using their bodies, even if that means, hey, we're gonna pick random seats today, or we're gonna do something where every time your group mates get this right, you gotta walk 10 steps forward and 3 steps back. I don't know. You just start making up stuff, but move your body as much as possible. And then storytime rituals is always good too. Reading holiday books together builds language skills and connection. And there's some communities that we just do not do good at reading to our children. We just don't. And that's an area for us to improve on. So storytime rituals is something that can help us do that. We know that every day at 8:30 you're gonna read this book to help send your kid off to bed. That is an important thing to do, but make sure that those routines help to build again the language skills and the connections. All right, those are just a few things, whether you have a neurodivergent child or not, whether your child has a developmental delay or not. These things are going to be helpful for you to implement as best as possible to help transition some of the angst and uncomfortableness that they have as the semester and trimester start to wrap up, as well as we get closer to the holiday season. All right, so here's my takeaway. The holidays don't have to be overwhelming with the thoughtfulness, sensory planning, and steady routines. Children with developmental delays can enjoy the season's magic their own way. All right. And as I want to stress, we want to make sure that families find that balance, support, and not only just in the child's development goals, but also in your own sensory and joy as well. So don't go at it alone. Try to find other parents to help develop that. Utilize the tools we talked about here today. Implement as much as you can and see where this takes you. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me today on today's podcast. There are three places that you can find me. The first place is on our Facebook group. If you go to the Facebook group, go to the search bar, type in It's Not Your Fault Podcast. You'll see that will pop up. Go ahead and give us a like and be prepared for things to drop there on a consistent basis as they do, and more information comes. The second place to find me is on my personal website, like this person who reached out to me to talk about this topic, jegna.org. Reach out to me with questions or inquiries or to learn more about my work right there on that website. And if you like me, there's a good chance that you're probably like the other podcasts that we have on our network. This podcast network is ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. Again, that's ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. Go ahead and subscribe there, follow there. and get not just good information from myself, if you like this podcast, but also good quality information from the other podcasters. We have a plethora of amazing podcasters right there on the podcast network, ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us today. Again, Brandon Jones. Hope you enjoyed today's segment of It's Not Your Fault, a Teen Mental Health podcast. And I want to wish you a few things as we head out. I want to make sure that you are safe, that you are being constructive, and that you be well. We'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.
To check out previous episodes of It's Not Your Fault, or to learn more about Brandon Jones, log on to ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
Ready to go? At Metro Transit, we are. With more routes to more places, easy ways to pay, and more convenient options, we're ready to go further. Go easier. Go faster. Go, go, go. And go. We're ready to go. Are you?
Hey y'all, it's Shaletta. I'm an entrepreneur just like you, and I get it. As a small business owner, we just don't have enough time in the day to apply for grants. It's not that we don't need the money, we just don't even know how to write all the essays and all the other forms and stuff they're asking us for. It is overwhelming. But that's not the case with the Minnesota Promise Act grant. Round 2 is happening right now. If you've got a business in certain parts of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Greater Minnesota, there's more than $60 million available to help grow your company. And listen, I understand y'all's reservations because applying for grants ain't easy. That's why Neighborhood Development Center has trained staff to help you fill out the application. They've got appointments open now for you to go in and get the process started. Get in touch with them by going to mnpromiseact.org. And don't wait, because the deadline is December 14th.